in the hairline, you go into the hairline, you look for the most area that's the most deepest, okay, in the hairline. That's actually a junction where the coronal suture meets the parietal occipit temporal suture and the sphenoid suture. So it's a big junction there. That's why it's very deep. And then if I go from there, actually if I go straight up, I'm already on the coronal suture. So what I would do is go into the hairline, for example. If I have the temporal ridge, I go right into the hairline. I'm in that junction. And if I go straight up, I can already feel a suture. Okay?
Could you do that again?
So I would go to the coronal, right, go into the hair, take it slightly above the eyebrows, or the canthus of the eye, around Taiyang point. From Taiyang, I'll just go into the hairline. And look for the deepest part in the region of the temporal region. Okay, that's actually the coronal suture with the temporal and the sphenoid area. It's a junction that those sutures meet. Don't have all the structure here. Oh, we have Oscar here. So you have the parietal temporal, the coronal, okay, and the sphenoid. So into this area. This is what I'm palpating. So if I would be from there and I will just go up, I'll feel the suture, the Saturn. Okay? Now you don't want to apply a lot of pressure. If you apply a lot of pressure, you might meet a very, very delicate. And you can start feeling that suture. That's actually where the frontal bone, Avi and I lost our hair here, receded really far back. But that's one way of locating the Saturn. Another way is if you go on the mid-sagittal line, you don't want to try and palpate from the mid-sagittal line because then you're going to miss it because of the bone structure caused like a heel, uplifting. So you want to go slightly to the bladder channel and then go back and then you fall into divots. That's where the fontanella, the front fontanella is, but sometimes you might miss it on certain patients. So if I would go up with the coronal, okay, so this is the coronal suture. This is the A, I mean the hairline. So if this, let's see the time. This is A. Okay, so number 12 sits here. You'll see that's the superior border of A. It's about 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters is about 4 finger widths. There's another way. You can put it on the 1 centimeter into the hairline, do 4 finger widths, and look for a divot. And then you know you're on the center. Okay? So all the line here, this is where I go off usually, to the wrong side. הלכתי פנימה, מה אתה אומר? Okay. So that's the cranial nerve, so that'll be 1. If you go midway, it will be 6. That's the edge. That's the end of the cerebellum. Okay? So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Black. So all these here, all this here is in the area of the cerebrum, cerebellum. Okay, that's both of them. That's it, and that's the difference between the cerebrum, cerebellum. Okay. So that means if this here, you will have to palpate at the same time. Palpate the neck. Let's say I found liver, so I need number 10. So there's a way. I can go midway, and then go. If I want to locate the liver, then I locate the suture, and then I go 2 notches anterior. Then I'm in approximately 10, and it should release the neck. If I want to locate 12, for example, I can palpate 12, and which is the large intestine. Okay, it's very interesting because I had a patient when I was in the hospital. He had Guillain-Barré. He suffered from Guillain-Barré, and he had paralysis and problem with the speech or swallowing, and that's the larynx-pharynx area, number 12. And when I used to always palpate it, because that's what area I was targeting, palpate it. So I'd palpate it, target it, needle it, and then you would see at the same time, you'll feel like tingling in his anus. And because it's connected to the large intestine. Like every time, so, oh, now I feel a tingle in the anus. Wait a minute, then you used to try and swallow, and you used to swallow better.
It's a good trick, yeah.
No, at the first he was, wait, I feel something uncomfortable down there. And I said, okay, now try swallow. Oh, it feels better. So, but he was really, really sensitive. Any point I would touch, he would feel it in his body in a different area. A lot of Yamamoto's points he discovered because of people that are very, very sensitive to what they feel. Even used to show us that Yamamoto, in his technique, he has around the pubis bone, also the basic points. So he used to, it's not an area you want to needle, the area of the pubis bone. But he used to come, he said, look, I have a patient here, and she's very sensitive. I just touch, he just puts his hand here on her waist. He knows he's in the area of C. And then he asked her to move the shoulder, and she can move his shoulder. It was one of his nurses. So he said, that's how I discovered some of my points. Of people that were very sensitive. Okay? So that's the cranial nerves. Okay? So, and the protocol is the same. But just to when we use these or these, so remember, when you have any central nerve system damage, it's better to use these. Okay? That's why I think it's kind of the channels within the brain. Okay, and this is more peripheral. But otherwise, if you don't have this on this, you can just choose what you want or what's more comfortable. So what I recommend now is just get a feeling or demonstrate just on each other. Try feel where the suture is, and then we'll demonstrate. Just use the cranial nerves. Now mix your partners. You want to feel someone else's neck. So it's another way to practice again. Do the protocol, but instead of using the epsilon, use the cranial nerve just to practice that.